The Jewish people, known as one of the most intelligent and wealthiest nations in the world. But their secret to success doesn't lie in luck. It lies in the way they think differently. Today, let's join MoneyTales to listen to 3 timeless Jewish business stories. Simple tales filled with great wisdom that may change the way you see money and life. Story 1. Thinking about problems from a different perspective. A Jewish man walked into a bank in New York. He went to the loan counter and calmly sat down. "How may I help you, sir?" the loan officer asked, observing the man's appearance. A luxurious suit, polished leather shoes, an expensive watch, and a diamond-studded tie. The Jewish man said, "I'd like to borrow a little money." "Of course, sir. How much would you like to borrow?" $1. Just $1? Yes, just $1. Is that possible? Certainly. As long as you have something to secure the loan, you can borrow as much as you wish. The man replied, "All right, would these work as collateral?" As he spoke, he pulled out a stack of stocks, bonds, and other securities from his fine leather wallet, placing them on the officer's desk. "The total value is $500,000. Is that enough?" "More than enough, sir. But do you really only want to borrow $1? "Yes." He took the $1 bill from the officer. "The annual interest rate is 6%, said the banker. "As long as you pay the interest and return the dollar in a year, we'll return all your securities." "Thank you," said the Jewish man as he turned to leave the bank. The branch manager, who had been watching nearby, was puzzled. He couldn't understand why someone with $500,000 would borrow just $1. He quickly approached the man and said, "Excuse me, sir, I don't quite understand. You have $500,000, yet you only borrowed $1. If you wanted to borrow $300,000 or $400,000, we would be more than happy to assist." The Jewish man smiled and replied, "Please don't worry about me. Before I came here, I checked with several banks. The cost of renting a safe deposit box is quite expensive, so I decided to keep my securities here instead. The cost is incredibly cheap, only 6 cents a year." The lesson. Normally, people use their assets as collateral to borrow money. They hope to pledge as little as possible and borrow as much as they can. Banks, on the other hand, for safety reasons, never lend amounts close to the full value of the collateral. They always set an upper limit for loans. But there's no rule for the lower limit. The Jewish man saw the loophole and turned it to his advantage. He borrowed money to store his assets, reversing the usual logic. A clever and effective move. This is the wisdom of the Jewish mindset: to think differently, to view problems from another angle, and to turn small ideas into great benefits. Story 2. The Only Beggar. On a beautiful sunny day, a group of beggars was lying by the roadside. They were basking in the sun, chatting, and praying for a better life. One of them wished to become a rich man someday. Another hoped to marry a wealthy wife. Someone else simply prayed to become smarter and more capable. Among them was a Jewish beggar. He too looked up at the sky and began to pray. A man beside him asked, "Hey, what are you praying for?" The Jewish man smiled and said, "I'm praying to become the only beggar in this entire city." The lesson. In today's economy, if you can think of something others haven't thought of, find a gap in the market that others haven't noticed, and create something truly unique, then you will have the key to success. The reason why the Jewish people have become one of the wealthiest and wisest nations in the world is because they know how to go beyond ordinary thinking and dare to walk a different path. Story 3. The Dog in the House. One day, a man stormed angrily into a pet shop owned by a Jewish man. In his arms was a small dog. He shouted, "I bought this dog from you to guard my house. But last night a thief broke in and stole $200. This dog saw everything and didn't bark even once." The Jewish shop owner calmly replied, "Sir, the dog's previous owner was a millionaire. To him, $200 means nothing." The lesson. In management and business, there are principles that last forever, but no rule is permanent. You can't always apply the same rigid rules to every situation, and no single principle works for every business. The Jewish people understand one thing: to succeed, you must learn to be flexible, not just in what you do, but in how you think.